After age 60, declining vision increases the risk of falls and car accidents 5-fold. Most people think that restoring eyesight is just about eating fruit. What really matters is what no one is talking about, which is probably why your eyes keep getting blurrier over time. Just one specific way of eating fruit can reverse eye damage within days. You will see clearly again. That blurry feeling will disappear, and I have ranked all 7 fruits from worst to best. The third fruit on this list makes your vision 50% clearer. That's right, 50%. That is the difference between not being able to drive your beloved car and driving it with complete confidence. The difference between dry, blurry eyes and eyes that actually function perfectly normal. And here's the biggest surprise. It might be sitting right in your kitchen right now, but you are eating it the wrong way. Keep watching because what I am about to reveal goes completely against everything your doctor may have told you. And by the end of this video, you will understand why your eyes and overall health keep getting worse despite following all the advice from the experts. Sit with me for a moment. That's right, you. The one leaning closer to the screen than you used to. The one who's starting to dread driving at night because the headlights glare and scatter in a way you never experienced when you were younger. I know that feeling, not from a textbook, but from my own eyes. My name is Dr. Joseph J. Allen. I am 106 years old. I've been a doctor for over 80 of those years, and I'll be honest, I didn't always follow my own advice. In my early 70s, my eyesight started to fail, just like yours might be right now. The small print became blurry. My wife's face across the breakfast table became so washed out that I had to squint just to see her. Over a period of about 2 years, I quietly believed that I was simply on my way to losing my vision, that it was just the price of getting older and there was no way around it. Here is the harsh truth I discovered as both a doctor and a patient. Most of today's conventional solutions, eye drops, stronger glasses, even laser surgery, only address the symptoms. They don't target the root cause. And that is exactly why the eye care industry continues to make billions of dollars every year while older adults are left struggling in the dark. A landmark study published in the journal JAMA Ophthalmology confirmed what researchers had been seeing for years. Age-related retinal damage begins with silent changes deep inside the eye. Specifically, oxidative stress, chronic low-grade inflammation, and cellular glycation. These destructive changes are actually most active at night, right when your eyes need to undergo their deepest repair process. But here is the good news. Recent research has uncovered something truly exciting. Certain common fruits contain powerful natural compounds that your eyes desperately need while you sleep. These nutrients can help regenerate damaged photoreceptor cells, improve blood circulation to the retina, and even slow the progression of macular degeneration, which remains the leading cause of central vision loss in adults over 60. In other words, you can support clearer vision naturally, safely, and while you sleep, without resorting to prescription drugs or booking surgery appointments. When I was 85, I started incorporating these specific fruits into my dinner routine, preparing them in unique and delicious ways to maximize their absorption. Today, at 106, I can drive my favorite car to places filled with the nostalgia of my youth. My cataracts are gone, my night vision has returned, and my eyes feel as healthy and full of life as they did when I was a young medical student. Today, I will walk you through the 7 specific fruits that studies show can support overnight eye recovery, show you how to prepare them into delicious, nutritious dishes, and explain exactly how they work. Listen very closely, because your eyes are too important to risk. But first, before I forget, let me know where you are sitting right now as you listen to me, your town, your country. Let me know down below. I love to imagine the kitchens that this old voice is reaching into. We are a quiet little family, you and I want to know your name and where you are. Now, let me show you what is in my kitchen. Let us start our countdown with number 7, the humble kiwi. It is small, brown, and a little fuzzy. You probably walk right past it at the grocery store every single week. But for aging eyes, kiwi is genuinely impressive, and modern research backs that up completely. As we get older, the retina becomes increasingly vulnerable. Oxidative stress accumulates, the cells wear down, and before you know it, road signs look blurry, and headlights look like exploding starbursts when you drive at night. That is not just aging, that is active cellular damage. Kiwi is loaded with 2 powerhouse nutrients that eye researchers keep coming back to, lutein and zeaxanthin. Think of them as natural internal sunglasses. They deposit themselves directly inside the layers of your retina, absorbing harmful blue light and providing antioxidant protection while your eyes go through their nighttime repair process. Kiwi contains a unique combination of antioxidants and a small amount of serotonin, which supports deeper, more restorative sleep. And deep sleep is when your eyes do their most important cellular reconstruction. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that older adults who consumed 2 golden kiwis daily experienced measurable improvements in visual sharpness, along with reduced morning dryness and eye redness. To turn this into a delicious eye-healing dish, I love to make what I call my overnight kiwi serenity bowl. Take 2 golden kiwis. Choose the golden ones because they carry more lutein, produce less acid, and sit much easier on an older stomach late at night. Instead of peeling them completely, just slice them in half and use a spoon to scoop out the flesh, leaving just a very thin outer edge of the flesh intact. That thin layer right beneath the skin contains concentrated caffeic acid, a potent antioxidant most people throw in the trash. Dice the kiwi flesh and toss it gently with a teaspoon of raw organic honey and a sprinkle of ground flax seeds. The healthy fats in the flax seeds are critical because lutein is fat soluble. Without those fats, your body can't absorb it. Eat this delicious tangy bowl about an hour before bed. It gives your eyes an immediate influx of internal filters, leading to better night vision and less morning dryness without a single pill or medical procedure. Moving on to number 6 on our list, watermelon. If you have ever wondered why your vision is still blurry and foggy an hour after waking up in the morning, you need to understand the role of microcirculation. As we age, our bodies dry out faster, and blood flow to the back of the retina gradually slows down. This reduced circulation is a major contributor to that frustrating morning blurriness that takes hours to clear. Watermelon is over 90% water, so the hydration benefit is obvious. But the clinical research points to something much deeper. Watermelon is one of the richest dietary sources of lycopene, a powerful carotenoid antioxidant that has been linked in observational studies to reduce oxidative damage in retinal cells and potential protective effects against age-related cataracts. Furthermore, studies show that compounds in watermelon can support nitric oxide production, which relaxes and widens peripheral blood vessels. This translates to vastly better oxygen and nutrient delivery to the retina during sleep, exactly when your eyes need it most. To enjoy this fruit in a therapeutic way, I prepare a dish I call the Midnight Crimson Refresh. Take 1 to 2 cups of chilled, seedless watermelon cubes. Now here is the secret. Do not throw away the white rind. That white section right near the skin contains high concentrations of citrulline, an amino acid that specifically supports healthy blood vessel function and nighttime eye nourishment. Take a small piece of that white rind and shave it finely over your watermelon cubes. Toss the mixture with a few fresh mint leaves and a squeeze of fresh lime juice. Absolutely skip the salt. Added sodium can raise your intraocular pressure, which the Glaucoma Research Foundation identifies as a significant and potentially irreversible risk factor for vision loss. This dish is sweet, crisp, and incredibly refreshing. Enjoy it about 30 minutes before bed. It acts as a natural circulation pump, flushing your retinal pathways with life-giving oxygen while you rest. Number 5 on our list is a berry that most Americans have genuinely never bought: blackcurrants. They are tiny, deep purple, and incredibly easy to overlook. But when it comes to protecting your eyes in low-light conditions, blackcurrants are quietly remarkable. They address a very specific, painful problem: retinal microinflammation and reduced blood flow to the optic nerve. Over time, chronic low-grade inflammation blurs your vision, creates halos around light fixtures, and causes progressive eye strain in dim conditions, problems that a stronger glasses prescription simply cannot fix. What makes blackcurrants so extraordinarily effective is their high anthocyanin content. Anthocyanins are the deep pigments that give these berries their rich color. In the human eye, they do several things at once. They calm tissue inflammation, support blood vessel dilation, and directly help restore rhodopsin, the visual pigment responsible for your eye's ability to adjust from bright light to darkness. The clinical research here is incredibly solid. A randomized placebo-controlled trial involving glaucoma patients found that 50 milligrams of blackcurrant anthocyanins daily over 24 months significantly improved blood flow to the optic nerve head, and meaningfully slowed the progression of visual field loss. Another pilot study showed it increased retinal blood flow without affecting eye pressure, pointing to genuine neuroprotective potential. Since fresh blackcurrants can be hard to find in local grocery stores, I love to create the blackcurrant twilight elixir. I take a high-quality, standardized blackcurrant anthocyanin extract powder or dried organic blackcurrants and mix them into a small bowl of warm water to rehydrate them. To turn it into a delicious evening treat, I combine these rehydrated blackcurrants with a few crushed walnuts. This combination is delicious. The tartness of the berries pairs perfectly with the rich, earthy crunch of the walnuts. More importantly, pairing it with the healthy fats in the walnuts and a vitamin C source vastly increases the nutrient synergy and absorption. Eating this small, purple-stained dish in the evening helps restore your dark adaptation speed, making a massive difference for seniors who struggle with driving at night or moving between rooms with different lighting. Number 4 is a fruit you almost certainly have in your kitchen right now, blueberries. But here is the part that surprises most people. Most of us eat blueberries in a way that actually cancels out a significant portion of their eye protective benefits. Blueberries target oxidative damage in your photoreceptors, those specialized cells in your retina that allow you to focus, distinguish fine details, and adapt to changes in light. Years of UV exposure from the sun accumulate. Your natural antioxidant defenses thin out, and slowly you find yourself squinting at text, struggling in dim light, and wondering why your vision is blurry even when you're wearing your glasses. The key compound in blueberries is pterostilbene, which is chemically related to resveratrol, but significantly more bioavailable. Research suggests it can cross the blood-retinal barrier and act directly on DNA damage in light-sensitive cells. A 2023 study published in Nutritional Neuroscience found that older adults who consumed wild blueberries daily for 12 weeks showed notable improvements in visual acuity and reported meaningfully less eye strain when viewing digital screens. To get the full medical benefit of this fruit, I make Dr. Joseph J. Allen thawed blueberry compote. First, you must buy wild blueberries, the small, dark ones typically found in the frozen section, not the large, shiny, cultivated ones. Wild blueberries carry nearly double the concentration of active compounds. Take 1/3 cup of frozen wild blueberries and let them thaw completely at room temperature. This freezing and thawing process is a secret trick. It breaks down the rigid plant cell walls and dramatically increases the bioavailability of the antioxidants. Mash them gently with a fork and mix in a dash of Ceylon cinnamon. Now here's the critical rule. Do not combine them with dairy. Do not put them in yogurt or pour milk over them. The proteins in dairy bind to the anthocyanins and physically block your gut from absorbing them. Eat this rich, dark compote completely plain about 45 minutes before bed, allowing your eyes to access these deep cellular repair tools unimpeded. Coming in at number 3, dragon fruit. It is exotic, visually striking, and research suggests it may be one of the most effective fruits for increasing oxygen delivery to your eyes during sleep. If you regularly wake up with tired, heavy, fatigued eyes, even after a full night's rest, this fruit is worth paying close attention to. The specific problem dragon fruit addresses is retinal hypoxia, a condition where your retinal tissue doesn't receive adequate oxygen during the night. When this happens, your peripheral vision starts to blur, colors look flatter and washed out, and cumulative damage builds up. Red flesh dragon fruit, and you must choose the variety with a deep magenta, bright red flesh, as the white varieties do not contain the compounds we need, is exceptionally rich in betalains. Betalains are a class of antioxidants that research shows can support nitric oxide production in blood vessels, widening the tiny capillaries that supply your retina so more oxygen and nutrients can rush in during deep sleep. A 2022 study published in Frontiers in Aging Biology reported that participants who consumed red dragon fruit extract for 6 weeks showed meaningful improvements in ocular circulation, contrast sensitivity, and visual field depth. To enjoy this exotic fruit, I make my ruby dragon parfait. I take half of a red flesh dragon fruit, scoop out the vibrant red cubes, and place them in a dish. I sprinkle them with a few raw sunflower seeds for a lovely textural contrast. But here's the pro tip that almost everyone misses. Do not swallow the tiny black seeds of the dragon fruit whole. You must chew them thoroughly. Those little black seeds contain dense amounts of omega-3 fatty acids and magnesium, both of which play documented roles in retinal nerve health and repair. If you swallow them whole, they pass right through you, and you lose almost all of that medical benefit. Chewing the seeds releases a delicate, nutty flavor that complements the mild sweetness of the red flesh. Enjoy this beautiful crimson dish about an hour before bed to actively combat nighttime tissue hypoxia. Number 2 on our list is a fruit that has thousands of years of medical history behind it, goji berries. These bright red, slightly sweet berries have been used in traditional medicine for over 2 millennia, specifically for eye health. And now, modern clinical evidence is fully lining up with ancient wisdom. Goji berries target a devastating process, macular thinning. The macula is the central zone of your retina, responsible for the sharp, detailed vision you use to read, recognize faces, and see colors with clarity. As we age, oxidative stress degrades this vital tissue, which is the foundational process behind age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of irreversible vision loss in older adults worldwide. Goji berries are exceptional because they are among the highest natural dietary sources of zeaxanthin on the planet. While lutein protects the outer retina, zeaxanthin concentrates specifically in the macula, providing targeted defense where you need it most. A 2021 study published in Nutrients followed adults aged 60 to 80 who consumed dried goji berries 5 days a week for 90 days. The results showed a significant increase in macular pigment optical density, and incredibly, not a single participant showed further progression of macular degeneration during the trial. To prepare them, I make my sacred macula soaking bowl. I take 2 tablespoons of dried organic goji berries and place them in a small bowl of warm water for about 10 minutes. Soaking them is essential for older adults because it softens the tough dried skins, making them incredibly easy to digest and ensuring your aging digestive system can actually extract the nutrients. Once they are plump and juicy, I drain the water and pair them with a single small square of high-quality dark chocolate, at least 85% cacao. The bitterness of the dark chocolate pairs exquisitely with the deep sweetness of the rehydrated berries. Furthermore, the flavonoids in cocoa have been scientifically shown to enhance the absorption of zeaxanthin in the human gut. Together, they create a powerful, delicious synergy that your macula can immediately use for overnight cellular defense. Consume this small, elegant treat roughly 30 minutes before bed. And finally, the number 1 fruit that tops this entire list for your eyes, papaya. It is not exotic, it is not expensive, and you might actually have one sitting on your kitchen counter right now. But when you eat it correctly, it targets one of the most destructive and overlooked processes behind blurry vision, cloudy lenses, and early cataract formation, glycation. Glycation is the process by which excess blood glucose binds to proteins in your eye tissue, forming advanced glycation end products that progressively cloud your clear lenses and degrade the structural integrity of your retina. This happens silently and continuously in most people over 60. Papaya is incredibly rich in papain, a naturally occurring enzyme with documented anti-inflammatory and protein-modifying properties. It also delivers a massive coordinated strike of vitamins A, C, and E alongside folate, nutrients that research consistently links to tear film stability, retinal protection, and reduced oxidative stress. A 2023 study published in Clinical Gerontology found that older adults who consumed papaya in the evening showed lower levels of glycation markers, alongside stronger tear production and measurable improvements in contrast vision within just 6 weeks. To unlock the full power of papaya, I prepare my golden sunrise evening plate. Cut 1 cup of ripe papaya into small cubes. There are 2 absolute rules for this dish. Fresh is infinitely better than processed, and room temperature is non-negotiable. You must take your papaya out of the refrigerator at least 30 to 60 minutes before eating it, because cold temperatures completely suppress and deactivate the papain enzyme. You want that enzyme at full strength when it enters your system. Do not pair it with dairy for the same absorption blocking reasons we discussed. Instead, squeeze the juice of half a fresh lime directly over the room temperature papaya cubes. the organic acid and vitamin C in the lime juice cause a beautiful chemical reaction that meaningfully boosts your body's absorption of the vitamin A in the papaya. It tastes absolutely heavenly. The sharp, bright lime cuts through the musky sweetness of the papaya perfectly. Eat this an hour before bed to allow the papain to dismantle the destructive glycation processes while you rest. Now, before I reveal the ultimate secret to a long life, there are 5 strict rules I need you to hear, because without these, you could eat every single fruit on this list and still not get a single ounce of the visual benefit. Rule number 1. Never combine these fruits with high calcium foods. If you eat your papaya or blueberries shortly after consuming milk, yogurt, or calcium-fortified foods, you are actively blocking your body's absorption of lutein and zeaxanthin. Research shows high calcium environments reduce the absorption of key eye nutrients by up to 30%. Give yourself at least 90 minutes of separation. Treat your evening fruit as a standalone medical snack. Rule number 2. Always add a small amount of a healthy fat because the critical carotenoids in these fruits are fat-soluble. Your body cannot absorb them efficiently without fat present. A few walnuts, a teaspoon of flaxseed oil, or a few slices of avocado alongside your fruit can boost absorption by more than 50%. Same food, but a dramatically better delivery system to your failing eyes. Rule number 3. Wash your berries gently. Aggressive scrubbing under hard-running water physically removes a significant portion of the delicate surface antioxidants, particularly on blueberries and blackcurrants, where the protective compounds are concentrated in and near the skin. Rinse them gently under cool water, pat dry, and wash them right before eating, never hours in advance. Rule number 4. Choose room temperature over cold. As mentioned with papaya, refrigeration suppresses active enzyme activity. Take your fruit out of the fridge 30 to 60 minutes before eating so your body can extract the maximum enzymatic benefit. Rule number 5. Timing is everything. Eat your chosen fruit dish 60 to 90 minutes before going to bed. If you eat it too early, the nutrients are metabolized and cleared before your eyes enter their primary nighttime repair window. If you eat it too late, active digestion will disrupt the deep restorative sleep your eyes need to actually utilize those nutrients. Hit that perfect window, and you give these natural compounds the absolute best chance to restore your vision. Now, for those of you fortunate enough to have stayed with me and heard this far into my story, I want to fulfill the promise I made at the beginning. You are about to hear the ultimate secret to a long, vibrant, and healthy life from a doctor who has lived over a century. After treating thousands of patients across more than 80 years of medical practice, I have realized one profound, undeniable thing. The ultimate difference between someone who is consumed by illness and someone who walks in radiant health is not just their diet. It is not just their genetics. It is their spirit. Throughout my long career, I have witnessed medical miracles that defied every textbook I ever read. I have seen people riddled with advanced cancer being sent home from the hospital, with every lab test and biopsy indicating they had less than a year to live. Yet they completely outlived the very doctors who diagnosed them. They lived for decades longer, and when we re-examined them, their cancer cells had completely vanished without a trace. Their bodies had literally cleaned themselves out. On the flip side, I have also known people who were so utterly paralyzed by fear, so consumed by anxiety about getting sick, that even though their lab results were perfectly healthy, their bodies eventually developed the exact diseases they dreaded. Modern science has proven this connection through the placebo and nocebo effects, which are not actually new discoveries at all. It is a fundamental law of human biology. If your spirit is optimistic, happy, full of profound purpose, and at peace, then illness simply cannot find a place to take root and develop within you. Your immune system, your cellular repair mechanisms, your hormonal balance, they all take their direct orders from the state of your mind. So how do you cultivate such a strong, resilient spirit? Does it automatically strengthen itself as we get older? The answer, my friends, is quite the opposite. The human spirit naturally weakens with age. It is eroded by the heavy trials of life, by financial stresses, by physical pain, and by societal pressures far faster than your physical lifespan wears out. This is especially true for a mind that is not actively nurtured by deep knowledge and high morality. If you leave your mind unguarded, hatred, bitterness, resentment, and envy will quietly creep in and erode your spiritual foundation from the inside out. The moment your mind begins to feel ungrateful for life, the moment you let bitterness dictate your thoughts, that is the exact moment physical illness begins to manifest in your organs. So, do you want to know the true secret to my ever-positive, unshakable spirit? How did I survive 106 years on this earth with my mind completely sharp and my body free of disease? After so many years of living, I have accumulated deep traumas. I have experienced intense, youthful, emotional pain, crushing work stress during global crises, marital conflicts that tested my patience, and the devastating loss of almost everyone I grew up with. My parents, my siblings, my old colleagues, and my dearest friends have all passed away. Yet, I persevered, grew stronger, and stayed healthy by dedicatedly living my life according to three profound universal principles: truthfulness, compassion, and patience. When I was 85 years old, even though I was a highly respected doctor, my physical body was plagued with many ailments. My joints ached, my heart felt weak, and my vision was failing because my mind had deteriorated under the weight of age, stress, and unhealed emotional burdens. One afternoon, I happened to cross paths with an old high school friend. We had studied together over half a century ago, and I hadn't seen him in 50 long years. When I looked at him, I was utterly shocked. At 85 years old, while I looked and felt like a frail old man, he looked like he was only 50 years old. He had a radiant complexion, boundless energy, and an aura of profound peace around him. I asked him his secret, and he handed me a book titled Juan Falun. I took that book home, sat down, and read it with an open mind. From its pages, I learned how to truly elevate my morality and align my daily thoughts with the core principles of truth, compassion, and forbearance. I stopped reacting to life with anger or resentment. I learned to let go of old attachments, to forgive those who had wronged me, and to face every single hardship with absolute patience and a kind, compassionate heart. Living by truth, compassion, and forbearance completely transformed my spirit. And this spiritual renewal is what truly stopped my physical body and my health from deteriorating any further. It reversed my illnesses, restored my failing eyesight, and gave me the vitality of a man half my age. Furthermore, I made a conscious decision to always look for ways to help others every single day. Helping others gives me a profound sense of value and an undeniable purpose in life, which directly improves both my mental and physical health. Clear vision is not just about your eyes. It is a reflection of a clear, pure, and grateful soul. Take care of your spirit. Fill your life with compassion and truth. Eat the beautiful fruits nature has provided to repair your body, and you too can live a long, independent, and joyful life. My name is Dr. Joseph J. Allen. Thank you for listening to An Old Man's Journey. Take care of your spirit and take care of your eyes. They are both utterly irreplaceable.